Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Let me see who was here first. All right, Yalibi was here first. Thank you very much. Hi, Lydia Washington, Emma D, Brenda Gray, Celia E. Nelson, Ann Fu, Big Mama, Mama Jane, Sharon Augustine, Mary H., and Sonia Johnson, and S is here, and a host of friends and others. Okay, I'm going to go all the way down to the last. Okay, Deborah Bowens, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so with that, I don't have my slides up. Let me grab my slides. And, Deborah wants to say hi to a few people. There we go. And okay, coming up. Hey, Shelly L. Oh, hey, Maurice Bowen. What up? What up? What up, though? Okay, so we won't be on for long. It's going to be probably less than an hour today, or tonight, should I say, or this morning for those of you that are already enjoying your Wednesday. Okay, there you go. Get rid of that and bring that up. Okay. All right, so this happened today. I'm so glad to see that the people of Germany, in particular Dusseldorf, are. I'm just amazed. I thought The Hague had did a great job, but Dusseldorf, they are pouring their all, their everything, and then about 100% more into the Invictus Games. They actually put up a display. This is a parliament. Now, it's not the German parliament. I think it's called the Rhine. It's the Landtag. Landtag is the anyway. It's like a Rhine region or Rhine state. I don't understand the different way things are bordered and divided up there, but anyway, let me show you a very quick video of this of the display. Here goes. This is the display. Now, this is dedicated to the athletes that are competing in the Invictus Games. Okay, so that is that's even not even a minute long, but to show you another, there you go. So they had a little, I guess, ceremony, a little get together, an introduction, if you want to call it that. Moving pictures of German team of Invictus Games, Dusseldorf. The photographer Daniela Kripzak, okay, Kripzak, okay. Anyway, shows the soldiers who suffered physical and mental injuries during their mission. President Andre Cooper opened the exhibition today. So yeah, that's it. It was an exhibition, and they had an opening ceremony today. And I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, but it looks like that bracelet that she's wearing on her left arm looks like it has like the Kenyan flag on it. Maybe that's something that she purchased on vacation, or maybe it was a gift or something like that. But here's to her looking kind of jazzy for the ceremony. I approve. I approve. Okay, let me clean my glasses. But yeah, so that was the display that they had. Hey, Black Queen. All right. So let us continue. And then right here, so Duchess Meghan will host a segment during the Invictus game closing ceremony. We've known for a month or longer that the Duchess of Sussex will not appear at the Invictus game opening ceremony in Dusseldorf. It was rumored slash reported that that Prince Harry would fly to Germany early and Meghan would fly in a few days later to attend the second half of the games and likely appear at the closing ceremony. Now the Telegraph, that Telegraph, has confirmed that they're also saying that Meghan will host the life story scene segment in the closing ceremony, which, if that is true, I will be looking forward to that. Now, on the right, that is the delegation that was sent by the United States. I only recognize Tammy Duckworth, who is a veteran. She was flying helicopter rescues, I believe it was, and the helicopter either had mechanical failure or was shot down. And anyway, she lost both her legs, and she serves as the United States Senator from the state of Illinois. And next to her, of course, you can see the Duchess of Sussex in the first row, Prince Harry, and Pete Buttigieg, who is the Transportation Secretary for the United States. And then the rest of those guys I don't recognize. I do believe that is Pete's partner on the right side. I'm sorry, well, on the far right, I believe that's his partner. And then those people in the background, I don't recognize them. But not only was there a delegation from the U.S., but the U.S. also had a commemorative coin that was minted just for the occasion. Well, let me see. I see the Ukraine flag, so I'm guessing the people in the background may be from Ukraine. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, that is what I recognize from that photo. Uh, but yeah, and so as for the British delegation, I'm not sure that there was one, but there was someone there because they did have that tent where Meghan went to visit with some of the families of the British soldiers. But whether or not there was an official delegation, oh, let's see. Yes, Baron, that bracelet has the Kenyan flag. All right. Let me give myself a bell. Let me give myself a bell for noticing. Well, let's go back. Did we notice anything else? That was all that I noticed was the Kenyan flag. But yeah, she looks kind of jazzy. I like the way she put together that outfit. It shows an attention to detail. Hey, NoVD. Oh, starting dialysis. Yes, please. Please do pray for Brenda Gray. Yeah, dialysis is not an easy thing to do. It's time consuming, and of course, there's always danger with that. So, yeah, please do pray for her, and also for whoever is taking her to and from dialysis. That is a very generous use of your time. Is when someone has to go for something medical like that. There's a lot of people who don't have friends and family that can be there with them. So at some point, we may find ourselves in need of company or, providing company for someone. So, yeah, please do pray. And let's see, Ken Ho, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. I like your profile picture. I see you have and you're a member of Royal Sussex. I see you have the the wax figure of Captain Chaos, the Prince of Wales. I don't really mind calling William the Prince of Wales, but I do mind having to refer to that social climber as the Princess of Wales. But you know what? That's her title. I hope she does something with it. Okay, so right here, let me get to this part. Okay, there we go. So it says here, now mind you, this is from, I think it was from Kaiser of Celibici that wrote this. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be seen together in public for the first time since the night of their ill-fated New York paparazzi car chase, when they appeared alongside each other at September's Invictus. When they appear alongside each other at September's Invictus game, the Duchess will take to the stage during the closing ceremony. It has been, it has emerged. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you so much, MR, for the Cash App. I knew I heard something. That kind of scared me for a second there. But thank you so much for the Cash App. Greatly appreciate it. So the Duchess will take to the stage during the closing ceremony. It has emerged. The 42-year-old will host a life story scene. I can't wait for that. I have a feeling it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Life story scene segment, which offers a glimpse into the courage uh, and the resilience shown by the injured servicemen and women who compete. The Duchess's poignant contribution will serve as a testament to the event's profound ability to transform lives and said organizers. The Duke will also deliver a farewell speech at the closing ceremony in Dusseldorf, Germany, on September the 16th, hailing the competitors' unwavering spirit and impressive recovery journey. The games, which began on September 9th, will mark the couple's first public appearance together since the car chase, following an award ceremony in New York on May 16th. Among others due to appear at the closing ceremony is Frank Walter Steinmeier, the German president. Wow, that's impressive. I didn't know that. Who will host the King and Queen in March as they made. Who hosted the King and Queen in March as they made their first state visit to their reign. His speech will emphasize the ability of the games to bring nations together. And okay, and let's see, where was I? Okay, my phone. Let me turn that off. All right. And what was I? Oh, made their first state visit of their reign. His speech will emphasize the ability of the games to bring the nation together and will also highlight the event's principle of dignity, equality, and freedom for all. Meanwhile, Rita Ora will perform at the event in the Merkerspiel Arena. The singer said she was incredibly proud to be a part of the closing ceremony, adding, I am so excited to be performing in front of this very unique audience. The Invictus Games is a very special sport event. The competitors are an inspiration in perseverance and will for all of us. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. No wonder my phone was still talking to me. CD, I don't want to say the name, but CD, thank you for. Well, they came at the same time, two Cash Apps at once. No wonder my phone was still talking to me. Okay. Thank you very much for that. And thank you both for watching Royal Sussex. And I see a super chat from Legs. Legs says they were seen during the birthday celebration, her birthday celebration. Really? Whose birthday celebration? Megan's? Oh, yeah. You're right. Right. That was when she had the striped dress on. Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. But that was papped, so maybe we're not counting it as the same type of appearance since they were papped. Maybe. But yeah, maybe that's what she means. But yeah, you're right about that. That they were seen together. Yes, they are going all out, B. Martim, and I'm so happy for that. Is what uh, they deserve and so much more. It really is. And I'm so glad that this is in a place and a situation where you actually have government officials that are not carrying the water for the the various houses of Windsor, because they have been working very hard to try to make it uncomfortable or unpopular for anybody to work with the Sussexes. And obviously, smart people know better, but there's always going to be people that are going to give in and say, "Oh, well, you know what? I really don't want that heat." But because there are more people who love the Sussexes than the handful of bad actors and rotten apples, um, they have more friends in this world than they would ever have enemies, and that's a good thing. And of course, they have the Sussex Squad, and that is the I guess the one thing that the troublemakers didn't count on is that there is a Sussex Squad. If Princess Diana would have had a Sussex Squad, I bet she would still be here today. But things are different. The way we communicate, the way we support people is so different. And there's a lot of famous people, celebrities, politicians, and others who owe this technology, who owe these platforms to their very existence, professionally and sometimes physically, because people are able to amplify their voices. This is like the ultimate town hall, or the ultimate high street, main street, city square, town square, whatever you want to call it. We're able to amplify our voices. I mean, how many times has Pedo like given someone the what for on the Twitter? I mean, Pedo has. What I love is Pedo has engaged with some pretty, I would say, important, high-ranking people via the Twitter, where she just tells them, "Hey, you know, what are you doing?" I love that. I love that. Pedo is fearless. I would never want to be on the wrong side of Pedo's goodwill. Okay, and oh, wait a minute. Oh, well, where am I? Oh, all right, all right. There we go. All right, so let's say welcome Adara River Ohanian. Welcome, Adara River Ohanian. I'm grateful to report our house is teeming with love, a happy and healthy newborn girl, and happy and healthy mama. Feeling grateful, Serena Williams. You've now given me another incomparable, uh, incomparable gift. You're the GMO, the greatest mom of all time. Yeah, that's what he's saying, the greatest mom of all time. Thanks to all the amazing medical staff who took care of my wife and our daughter. I'll never forget the moment I introduced Olympia Ohanian to her baby sister. There you go. So that is the great news from today. And there you can see a very candid photo. um, I I want to say I think they're still at the hospital, maybe in like a conference area or something like that. But it looks like they're still at the hospital and perhaps on their way home, and decided to do a public introduction while still at the hospital. But either way, it's very, very sweet. So, um, yeah, well, how adorable. And what could I say? You gotta love the Afro Puff. I love a good Afro Puff. And it looks like they must have visited the hospital on two different occasions, because one photo, he has a gray shirt and a hat. The other one, he's wearing the black shirt. So, yeah, I'm going to guess that those were two different occasions. Now, the thing is, did mom stay at the hospital? And also, oh, thank you so much for the Cash App, LH. I'm wondering if Daddy may have done Olympia's hair. What do you think? Do you think that Dad was able to do her hair because Mom was busy? Are there any videos of him actually doing her hair? I kind of feel like that there should be some out there somewhere, but if not, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. That would make for a great photo op or videos to see him actually create those Afro puffs. But I'm kind of thinking that that was his creation. Maybe, maybe. Okay. Now, the Derangers, the Derangers are feeling a certain way, and it makes me say, "Are y'all okay?" They keep, I guess, airbrushing or photoshopping or something. It's not necessary, but they choose to do it. And I think maybe they're a little bit bothered by a little ribbing from a certain um, content creator, or maybe there's more than one content creator, but they decided to take matters into their own phone apps or something and decided that they would soften up the Princess of Wales. So, you know, as we have been saying for quite some time, when people try to help her out, they seem to have hurt her more than helped her. Because when you go through all that trouble, you're drawing attention to something that probably you wouldn't want people to even take a second look at. But they keep doing it anyway. I didn't do anything this time. That was just what I saw posted earlier. One of the squatties decided to show what the Derangers have been up to. So they posted these images of Kitty that has been airbrushed or photoshopped to the point where it almost looks like one of those AI creations. I mean, they have taken years off of her. And you know what? Good for them. If that's what they want to do, then that's their affair. But I wouldn't be petty if I didn't point it out and share that with you. So, but yeah, so that's that for, I have nothing else to add to it. Now, Queen Letizia's trip to the Women's World Cup final is causing headache for Prince William. Of course it is. So they have been using every means possible. Oh, YM Joy. Now, you know that is old school there. Let me show you. So that's a lot of Vaseline on the lens. William will be mad. Why? Because they're misusing his petroleum jelly or what? But in the old days, when they wanted to soften someone's appearance, they didn't have a lot of special effects at the time, so they would actually put a little Vaseline on the lens. So if you don't recognize that, that's what it's referring to. And anyway, YM Joy, thank you so much for the comment. I totally get that, but it has more than one purpose. Um, you could use it on several types of situations and such. Um, like, yeah, like that, to soften up one's appearance. You could actually put some on your face and then take a warm cloth, and it reverses the aging process. As I try to clean that one up. All right, so here you can see no chance Prince William scuppers any hope of peace talks with Prince Harry due to feeling utterly betrayed by younger brother. A rumored meeting between Prince William, Prince Harry, and King Charles has been shut down by heir to the throne who still feels betrayed by his brother. So, this may just very well be a distraction so that people will stop talking about Letizia. Now, I didn't hear much about it today. It seems like things are calming down. No thanks to this article, of course. But and scupper, if you're not familiar with that term, is that's what happens when you want to sink a ship. A lot of vessels have what they call I guess it's called a scupper, and it's like pulling the drain out of a bathtub or pulling the stopper out of a bathtub, but instead of water going out, it allows water in, and so rather than allow the enemy to commandeer your ship, you scupper it. So you take that plug out or remove that seal, and the water rushes in and it sinks the ship. So that is what they're referring to. That William has decided to sink the ship of reconciliation. Now, whether or not that is true, of course, we couldn't possibly know unless we hear it from the Sussexes. Who knows? And then sometimes, rather than speak directly to one another, the royal family tends to brief through the media. So I'm sure a lot of people would, you know, very wisely say that we should not pay attention to those things. But as we know from history, that is one of the ways that they communicate. Like before the coronation, they wanted to know whether or not the Sussexes were coming. So if they couldn't get a direct word from the Sussexes, they tried to use briefing through the media to get them to respond yay or nay. And of course, it eventually came down to Harry. All he has to do is call me. Now, whether or not that phone call was made, and then, of course, no matter who it is, whenever people say that there is no contact, even some of the most estranged family members or governments or whatever, they always have some back channel, an official way to pass messages to one another. And so, yes, in a lot of cases, people are not speaking directly, but it is necessary to have that back channel to avoid even worse situations. So I'm sure that they have some kind of way to communicate. And so a lot of times when the tabloids said, well, they didn't, like, for instance, they didn't even tell the Queen. You remember that? They didn't tell the Queen they were leaving. When we find out from the Sussexes or from Harry that there was months of negotiation, but someone at Kensington Palace decided that they would leak the information to try and embarrass the Sussexes. Now, we don't have to use too much imagination to try to figure out how that happened. Maybe it was some old college chum or something like that who told a reporter, and that reporter, or maybe it just was direct like that. You never know the secrets that people keep for one another. But anyway, we do know the calls were coming from inside of the house, and that's how it got forwarded. So who knows whether or not this is true? But more than likely, it was just a way to distract. And, you know, I don't know how you all feel about it, but that is Harry's father. That is Harry's brother. Um, a lot of us would probably say, well, never go back there, never speak to them again, or whatever the case may be. But we don't know what the Sussexes want. It may be something that can be said or done or whatever that will, at some point, they will have conversations or whatever, and I think they should. I really think they should. It may be too soon, but at the very least, there needs to be an open channel of communication because eventually Charles' time will come. And as we know, Harry is not likely to not go to whatever ceremony. So that could be years from now. But even if it is, they should have a way to communicate about that so that there's no misunderstandings. And maybe Harry will get the apology that he's looking for. It doesn't have to be a public apology. We may never know about it, but um, when the time is right, I won't say when. I'm not in a hurry, and if that time never comes, then it never comes. That's all to it. I mean, he just I wouldn't want him to be the first to blink just because it's convenient for them. I would never want him to do that. So either way, I'm going to support them, whatever they decide is best for them as a family. So eventually that will happen, but I think it was probably too soon. It's probably too soon, but who knows? Mary H says, "Who said Prince Harry wanted to meet with those two losers after saying Duchess Meghan couldn't attend the meeting? All a distraction from William's mess." And we don't know that either. We don't know that part happened. See, any little thing could have been added to the narrative. We'll never know. There may not have even been any type of proposed meeting in the first place. It's all really unknown. We don't know for sure until it happens. We don't know for sure until we hear from Harry and Meghan. Hi, Baron. Hi, beautiful Sussex family. That is such BS regarding Harry coming to the UK for talks. Harry is not interested. If Charles wanted a meeting, there would be a meeting. It's just deflection. Yeah, that's the likelihood. It's just a deflection. None of it is true until it happens. And then there's always a possibility that it could happen and we'll never know about it. Um, Either way, when the Sussexes are ready for something to happen, that's when it happens. If it never happens, that's okay too. Let's see, they're gaslighting people, and now they're saying the Sussexes started a news of peace talks. Yeah, that would come from the tabloids, I'm sure. But as soon as I heard of peace talks, I knew the media was trying to diss Harry. Uh, to what is that? Diss, and Harry would not accept without. Yeah, but who's to say Meghan would even want to go? If I was Meghan, I wouldn't want to go. I would not want to go. I would not want to be with them and my kids are someplace else. I wouldn't trust them that much. If I was Meghan, I wouldn't want to go, but I'm not Meghan, so um, I doubt if they would want her there. And the whole thing may just be a bunch of nonsense. Anfu says, Baron, can you trust a father and son like those two? Remember the Canada agenda. Would you trust them with your. Nope, 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 nope. I would not. I would not. I would not. The last thing I would say is to trust them. What was that they used to say about the arms agreement? Trust but verify. Yeah, trust but verify. Um, and then, okay, let's go with the more likely scenario. The tabloid media needs something to talk about, right? They know the Sussexes will be in Germany. They may possibly come to the UK either before or after, or not at all. But so long as they're in Europe, anytime that Harry is in Europe, they always begin to speculate about a meeting. Always. So it may be limited to just that they're speculating because Harry will be in Europe. And that's probably all to it. That's all to it. But like I said, you guys, that is still his family. So um, we can't rule out anything where family is concerned. Harry is hanging on to his birthright. Now, whether or not that means the Sussex title or not, but that's his birthright. And the children's titles, Prince and Princess, was important to the both of them, that they were not willing to let the palace just sweep it under the rug. So you can't possibly know what their intentions are. But I'm with them. Don't other my children. You could other me, but don't other my children. So you can't possibly know what's important to them, word for word, line for line. However, if we don't hear it from them, the conventional wisdom for the Sussex squad, if we don't hear from them, then it ain't true. And I'm okay with that one. Leslie F says, Baron, I think it may be possible. I think Charles has his back against the wall and may offer them a half and half in, half out of Commonwealth. Leslie F, I think he would probably want to offer that. I just don't think that they would accept it, because after what um, William and Kate has done to the Commonwealth, I would stay a million miles away from that. If I was advising the Sussexes, I would say, whatever you do, do not get mixed up with that Commonwealth. Now, as much as I love to believe that at some point they will speak again, even if it's 10 years from now, what I don't suggest is that they help them with that Commonwealth. That could do nothing but backfire, because they would be using the Sussexes at that point. They would be using them. The only reason why I believe they should, at the very least, have a cordial relationship with the family, is because that is Harry's home. That is where Harry comes from. That is Harry's memories of his mother, of his childhood, good or bad. That is still his place of birth. And it's not fair to allow his brother and his father to try to take away that part of his identity. Yeah, he's in America now, but don't try to take I mean, they've taken so much from him, but the bits and pieces that's important to him. If he wants his children to see where he played as a child, then he should be able to do that. But don't, if you're listening to me, advisors for the Sussexes, team members or whatever, do not let them go near that Commonwealth. Now that one right there, I would have to push back. don't under any circumstances go near that Commonwealth. Now that, I would say, is a complete trap. That is a complete trap. That is a non-starter. I would be very, very out of joint about that one. Please don't mess with that Commonwealth. And I believe that Charles may be desperate enough to offer it. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But Charles may not even care about the Commonwealth. That was something that was important to his mother. He may not even care about the Commonwealth. It's almost at a point of non-repair anyway. But anyway, thank you, Leslie F. It is something to think about. But yes, please keep Harry and Meghan away from that Commonwealth. B. Martim says, just like Megan said, imagine a round table and you're not invited. Yeah, you know what they say, B. Martim. If you're not invited to the table, then you're probably on the menu. Okay? If you're not invited to the table, then you're probably on the menu. Thank you so much for that, B. Martim. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for watching. And please stay away from Stay away from the Commonwealth. It's a trap. It's a trap. I don't ever want them to do anything with the Commonwealth ever again. And the thing is, they would be so good at it, but no, they had their opportunity. They had the president and the vice president of the Commonwealth, or whatever title the Queen gave them. They took that away from them. So obviously, it was not meant to be. Uh, what's that? Let's see. The Daily Beast had an article debunking the whole meeting thing. Tom Sykes, a royal reporter, who says King Chucky is too busy planning his visit to France. And okay, well, let's, if that is the case, although it's not like Charles does a whole lot. I don't think that would be enough to say that it should not happen, or that it could not happen, should I say. I don't think the trip to France, they've already had that planned. Okay, they had to alter the plans. I'm pretty sure they won't go to Versailles now, or maybe they will. But either way, I don't think that would one would interrupt the other. If it were to happen, that is the best possible scenario for it to happen. That's still his father. That's still his father. They may have some unfinished business that needs to be tended to. And if it's something that is important to them that we are not privileged to know about, then that is a possibility too. I'm sure there's a lot of things that was not in the book. And then also, as people have said, Harry didn't go after his father. He went after Camilla, and he went after William. He was somewhat sympathetic to his father. So, and as far as that's concerned, who's to say William was even invited in the first place? William may not have been invited, and I'm pretty sure that Harry would have enough sense to talk to Charles without William around. It's not like they're dealing with the Queen, who was 90 something years old when she went to the Sandringham Summit, right? It's a whole different thing. And yeah, so it's endless speculation as to what really may or may not happen, or even if it was going to happen in the first place. Even if it was going to happen in the first place. Let's see. Baron William and Harry didn't get grief counseling after their mom's death. His brother gets married, is happy, and has benefited immensely from therapy. William is going through a separation. William is going through a lot of things. One of the biggest problems William has is the fact that William is incredibly insecure, and he's, well, as we continue to say, he's quite lazy. But yeah, he's the one, as far as I'm concerned, that really. Oh, so why do I keep messing with this bell? He's the one that has a problem far greater than anything Harry has gone through. It's just that the public has been shielded from all of his abhorrent behavior. We haven't seen much of it because they don't allow the tabloids to report about it. They used Harry as the punching bag and allowed William to disgrace himself unseen by anyone but who's ever in the room. So William has gotten away with a lot, but he is a powder keg. And all it's going to take is a little spark, and he is going to be like the Fukushiki Daiichi reactor or whatever. So, yeah. Thank you for your comment, though. He seriously needs help. Maurice Brown says Prince Harry has already said the royals have to admit what they did and apologize. Only they then they can then can there be some kind of consideration. The entire story is just wishful thinking. Yeah, or speculation. Just a speculation. I don't think there's so much that they wish for it. I think is just the tabloids are considering the geography and saying that it's possible just because they know Harry is going to be in Europe. That is the more likely thing. But I wouldn't say that it's impossible. But who knows? It's hard to say. I don't know what their itinerary is. Now, they were supposed to go to the Whale Child. The Whale Child is still something Harry is what the patron of or involved with. And so I don't, I haven't seen anything about them going to the Whale Child. If they are going to the Whale Child, if they will be in the UK, then what? Then what's possible or what's likely to happen? That's what I'm wondering. I didn't see anything about them being at the Whale Child event. So if you guys know better, I just have not seen anything saying that they were attending something Whale Child. But that is when it takes place, is in September. And remember, they couldn't go last time because the Queen died. So they were supposed to go the night that the Queen died. Thank you for your comment. Beverly McCaskill says, Barrett, I think if they would stop leaking, stop putting out the lies, Prince Harry would give them the time of day. After Prince Harry has his court cases and win, I think he might try and apologize to Duchess Meghan. Okay, Charles, that is. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, that is the something that should be considered is that Charles and William did not want Harry to pursue the court cases. It seems, it appears, one might assume that they were trying to derail the court cases because of a deal that was struck with William when he took over $1 million compensation. Yeah, like for instance, here's an example. Not necessarily how it happened, but hypothetically, maybe it was, yes, here's the payout, and don't worry about my brother. I'll make sure it doesn't happen. Same with Charles. Favorable coverage. Yeah, and don't worry about Harry. I'll make sure it doesn't happen. I mean, Harry started the book with the conversation where they didn't even care to know how Meghan was doing. All they wanted to know, are you going ahead with the court case? Right? And then, of course, Charles telling him that, you I can't say that word, but it's a mission, and you'll be out of your mind if you're going to go after them. That seemed to be very important to them. Now, obviously, the tabloids know more and more and more and more and more about everyone in that family, where no one in that family would be interested in them being, being the other family members being threatened by the tabloids. Okay, we know the secrets you keep. We haven't printed this, we haven't printed that. You got to do something about Harry. So that seems to be the scenario as it may or may not have played out, right? So Harry has gone ahead with the lawsuit. Harry is going to continue to do what he has to do to protect his family. The only way he can protect his family is with these lawsuits because they're never going to stop. They're never going to stop. And if they're not going to stop, it is better to go down having fought your corner than to just cower somewhere and allow them to have complete control of the situation. So Harry is fighting his corner. The family doesn't like it. And so, yeah, that makes a lot of sense that Harry or that Charles will not offer an apology. If he ever does, it is not going to happen until after all this court stuff is behind them. So that makes a lot of sense. I could see how that could play out. But again, we can't really know what direction it's going to take. But they were troubled by Harry's lawsuits because of the possibility that it could expose a lot of stuff that they don't want the public to know about, that they don't want printed. Um, William was a wild child, and they just didn't report it. And then Charles, well, Charles has years of dirt. Even like yesterday, when I spoke about Michael Forsythe, is it? Fawcett, Michael Fawcett. Imagine what Charles and Fawcett had been getting up to over the years. Imagine. It's a small world. It's like a small town. Everybody's in your business. Let me see. Jeanette Ambersley, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Lydia says, yes, he chased the year before at the Well Child event. They may not announce a visit to Well Child in advance. Yeah, exactly. We haven't seen anything. Um, and as you know, Well Child, they 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 are still in close contact with the Sussexes, and they're going to do whatever is best for Harry and Meghan. Whatever happens, they don't seem to, um, I guess, get caught up with the royals part of things. They seem to have a loyalty to the Sussexes, so it's a good chance that they may not even go at all. There's always that possibility. That may have been something that for obvious reasons may have just been discontinued. Um, so maybe there won't be any visits anymore. So if that's the case, it is a shame, but you have to do what keeps them safe, keeps everybody safe. So we won't know until we know. And that is quite okay. Francia Mosley says, I think that Charles has buyer's remorse for listening to William and Seabiscuit. The royal family is in trouble, and William is not the future. Yeah, yeah. And so that's what makes it believable, okay? Let's be fair and say that's what makes it believable is that William is so unfit. And if Charles values that institution, it just makes sense. Okay, now Charles makes some really backwards decisions. He has done some really backwards things. So because he's so backwards, because he's so indecisive, I could believe that he wouldn't have enough sense to ask Harry for support or to ask him for help. You know, and I know that the only thing that could help them is the Sussexes. But there has been too much said and too much done for the Sussexes to willingly walk into a trap. There would have to be a lot of guarantees, not promises, but written guarantees before they would help those people. That's the only thing that I could think of. But yes, they are in trouble. And what you say make a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because how much more water are you going to take in before you decide to ask for help, before you lower those lifeboats? You got to do something, and you got to do it fast. So if they have sense, they would ask the Sussexes for some type of help. They had the opportunity for the half in, half out. They turned it down, and it has been a downward spiral ever since. But some people are so stubborn that they will rather, walk off a cliff than to ask for help. And so, if that's the way it is, so be it. So be it. They are in a very weak position. They have lost the youth. No matter what they say, they have lost the youth. The young people are not interested in that institution. Those handful of sycophants that show up with their mama and their grandmother, that is not public support. I mean, you get a handful of people to follow anything, but that's a lost cause. And then the Commonwealth, that is, they don't really have a Commonwealth anymore. Not really. I mean, it is, but there's no public support for it. Okay, right here. Prince William presented every England player with their own personalized package before the World Cup. The Prince of Wales met the squad on Monday before he flew out to Qatar today. Now, obviously, that was back then. And isn't it interesting? And I'm so glad that someone posted this. Prince William presented Harry Kane with the famous number 9 shirt. So he's presenting gifts to the men. He's presenting gifts to the men, but twice he sat there with his daughter making excuses why he couldn't be there for the women. Where the boys are, that's where you'll find me. Yeah, he's always where the boys are. But what about the girls? So Workshy William could present everyone in the men's soccer team with a personalized package. That doesn't sound weird. Before the World Cup, but all the women get is a lousy video? How disgusting. Not once, but twice. Not once, but twice. Adrian Burrows says all of this started because of the love of Seabiscuit. Diana should have been there. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I blame Charles and Camilla. I still blame Charles and Camilla. And not just me blaming them. There's that woman from the island who said the same thing. She said the same thing. And I blame them. As a matter of fact, where is the lady from the island?
Prince Harry, and Prince Harry should be king. He should be king. Prince Harry, not William. William and all of them in there, Camilla is the wicked witch of the devil himself, because she is part of why Princess Diana is not here. I do not like them. I am from the islands, and we don't need them in the Caribbean. Get lost. Demolish the monarchy. This is 2023, okay? And I will support Harry 100%. I do feel for him. Yes, I do. And everything in the book is the truth. And Charles is the monster, not Harry. Harry is no monster, not Meghan. He is bringing the story out right now. They are evil people. They are not nice. Behind the wall, we all are one human being, and behind that wall there are no difference with me and you and any other Brits. Give the people back the money. They are just welfare recipients living off the taxpayers of the British people. And the British people are stupid supporting that nonsense monarchy. It is nothing. It's just a title. It means nothing, a title. I'm angry at them.
So, there we go. But yeah, he's bringing everything out right now. Yes, they're welfare recipients. And the British people putting up with that nonsense. Well, check this out. Okay. Crown Princess Victoria and her 2 children, Princess Estelle and Prince Oscar, along with Prince Carl Phillips, welcomed the Swedish football team to Palace after placing 3rd in the World Cup. Oh, that's very sweet, isn't it? There's Princess Victoria there in the center, the crown princess. She'll be queen in the future. And let me see who else is there. There's the children up front, both wearing yellow. And then there's Carl Phillips, her younger brother, there on the right side, who's actually older than William, if you could believe that. But yeah, so they actually took time out of their summer to welcome the third place team members of you know, the Swedish team. Now, that was very nice that they took the time out, but William and Kate are still vacationing. I guess if they're going to meet with the Lionesses, they'll have to wait till what, October? Maybe around Christmas? Isn't that amazing? The Swedish royal family, well, they have time for their team, but William and Kate, they're still vacationing. They ain't got time. They can't be bothered, y'all. Very interesting. And again, thank you to the squatty who brought this to our attention. I thought that was very interesting. I love the contrast. Yes, I do. They're bringing it out right now. It's in the book. And there's Letizia. Why, she's there for her people, right? She's there for the, what is the name of that team? She's there for them. Seems like all the royals of Europe that have soccer teams are there for their teams. Everybody except for the Windsors. Where are the Mountbatten-Windsors? That's a good question. They don't seem to be as available as the rest of the continent. I guess they're still on vacation, maybe? Yeah, they're vacationing. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. I'm telling you, I have had my life. Charles and William both sold their souls to the press under the deluded assumption that the monarchy can only be sustained with good press. But see where Charles and William see the press as partners. The press sees them as weak men, easily controlled and manipulated for personal gain. And that's about the size of it. The people around them, they only have transactional relationships. Their relationships are not based on any mutual causes for the goodwill of the, or should I say, the greater good of the public. Is only to enhance the power of the people around them. Everybody wants access, and access equals power. So they don't really have anyone in their lives just because they want to be there. I think Camilla had the goal to try to legitimize her family, to try to insert her family into the royal family, seeing that, you know, her great great grandmother was a mistress and so on and so forth. And then as for the Middletons, well, I guess Carol must have had the dream that their family could somehow be at the top of the aristocracy. Um, but that only lasts as long as Will and Kate are together. If there's any time that they're not together, then they go back to just typical. I mean, they're already commoners, but they would just go back to being typical commoners, atypical commoners. So, oh, let me see. What is it? Cloud Nugget. I forget the name of the squatty that creates these magazine covers, but there you go. There's a magazine called the Squad Insider. FA President Peggy of Wales caught sporting a mankini and living his best life on his 2-month-long uninterrupted taxpayer-funded vacation. The prince was said to be exhausted after his 15-minute vegan burger photo shoot. Oh, man. And then, of course, the congratulations, Spain 1-0, and then a true queen. And there at the bottom on the right, sister wives. I can't see the smaller print. But let me see. Now streaming on. Oh, I guess there's a series called Sister Wives, and it's now streaming. Oh man, I cannot see that. Let me see. I want to see what the small print says. Give me a second here. I want to see what that says. Okay. Oh man, I cannot see that. Nope. Guess it wasn't meant to be. Hold on, I'm gonna make it bigger so I can see it. Okay, it says party together, drink together, share together. Season 10 now streaming on BBC UK. Yes, I guess there's a reality show called Sister Wives. I'd watch that. Let's see. Bessie Knox says King Tampex and the Home Wrecker, Throne Wrecker. Thank you so much for that, Bessie Knox. Thanks for calling them like you see them. Let's see. Maurice Brown says it used to take. Let me see. It used to take the late great actor comedian Paul Mooney to really get down on the so-called royals. I've seen him talk about them before. I say again, Harry and Meghan are not stupid, and neither are the people who love them. Yeah, Paul Mooney. He had an opinion about what happened to Princess Diana. Yeah, he had his opinions, and he seemed to implicate quite a few people that we've probably been talking about tonight. So that was hilarious. Yeah, Paul Mooney, he did not have a filter. So William and Kate still on vacation, whatever that means. This is like one of the greatest royal photos ever. And that look that Rose has on her face, like, and is Kate looking at Rose or is she looking at Rock Savage? You know what I'm saying? It may be a free for all as far as we know. Yeah, we could never really know. How does Aretha say it? Who's zooming who? Who's zooming who? Prince William football mess calls into question the future of the monarchy. Prince William was too lazy to do his job as FA president and fly to Australia. Is the 2023 version of William and Kate Caribbean flop tour? Oh, is this? Yeah. The same fundamental issues are at play. William and Kate have the diplomatic skills of a unripe tomato. They lack the managerial skills to hire intelligent, competent people to advise them. They believe that the public wants them to act like cosplaying colonists, and that's all they have to offer. They are fundamentally lazy, unserious, racist, ugly people. As you can probably tell, I'm having a great time covering all of the different people dragging William for his future to get off his behind and do his job as FA president. This woman, Leah Brown, made some excellent points. Well, I'm going to have to see who Leah Brown is, but that comes from Celibici. But yeah, that is like, I guess we could expect a some type of thing like this every year from Will and Kate. And if we're lucky, twice a year. Because remember, last year was the Caribbean tour. And this year, we have the FA Cup. Wonder what he'll do for next year. But then again, this year ain't over yet. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that Charles may throw out or should I say, Charles will put up the bat signal and beg Harry for help. It only makes sense that that help is available or that he would be intelligent enough to ask for help? And also, would Harry even bother to help them? Would he want to help them? Could he help them? There may be no role. There may be nothing that they could do to help. Maybe the wise and the responsible thing to do is to just sit back and watch them implode. But that contrast right there, as much as they try to make um, Harry and Meghan look ridiculous, the way they talked them down and criticized them for every little thing they did, everything the Sussexes are doing, everything that they've done has been executed flawlessly. But you cannot say the same for Kitty and Willie. Peggy and Willie, they keep falling on their faces. So, I have not watched this. They said it's more than one part, and you know that's a problem for me. I don't know if I want to watch it. And again, here comes another one of those headlines out of nowhere. King brings Andrew in from the cold. Just as we couldn't possibly know whether or not there was some type of plan to have peace talks with Harry, this is equally far-fetched. Did anybody watch it? Did anybody watch it? Maybe I'll try to watch the first episode just to see if I'm interested. Because of the nature of things, it's not really good for me to cover it too much because I still have a video that that was not monetized because of him. So I probably won't get too deep into it. Lady T says, Baron, exactly. Just let them implode. These mindless and clueless groups of people there are good for a laugh or two or three or more. Yeah. The only reason why I think that Harry would ever possibly want to do anything to help is because Harry still believes in monarchy. Harry believes that the monarchy can be a force for good, a force for change. And all of that is true. They can be. But and we do drag them for everything that goes wrong. However, Charles was able to help a lot of people with the Prince's Trust. So there is a lot that can be done for the good, the greater good. I won't ever say that it's worth 84 million pounds a year. I won't ever say that the public should subsidize them to such a great extent. I would never say that. I think that I think I read somewhere that Charles makes $38,000 a minute when he's on an engagement. Now that's adding up everything that he profits or everything that he has or whatever, but they said 38,000 pounds a minute or whatever. So I can believe that. Yeah, maybe it is 38,000 pounds per minute for him to go out and shake hands. Not worth it. Not worth it. I think they're paying too much for what they have. It is somebody's job that they're paying for, but those people could do some other type of work that doesn't directly benefit the royal family. They could maintain those properties without directly benefiting the royal family. They could keep those properties, open them up to the public, and not have them as a vacation home for them 365 days of the year, and they may only spend a week there, if that much. Like Sandringham, they only use it for Christmas. They only use it for Christmas. Now, that belongs directly to the sovereign, Sandringham. That's not a crown estate. That's Charles' personal property. But still, it is maintained with money from the public. He's not paying those people out of his pocket. Marie says, Baron, no, sorry. You say Harry could, but not without serious apologies, admit what and why and who they did with it, far from the tabloids, etc. No Meghan, no chance of Harry allowing he and his wife and two kids to be there. Yeah, we don't even know if the kids are going to go to Germany. They may stay in the US. They may go to Germany, they may not. Um, it may be unlikely that they'll ever go to the UK anytime soon, but possibly in the future. Possibly in the future. We might see them at a funeral or something like that. But for now, well, you know what? I think the kids would be, I think they would be safer there with Charles than with William on the throne, because William is cray cray. I think they would be safer with Charles on the throne than William. Let me see. YM Droid says Charles' hands come with a side of eggs. Worth it. Uh, are you saying his hands are big hams or what? Thank you for your comment. Let me see. Listen to Meredith yesterday. Her opinion is that this series is about rehabilitating. Oh, well, if that's the case, I know I don't want to see it. I ain't trying to help him. If that's what it's about, like giving him some excuse. Yeah, California. Is there any place where there isn't some type of natural disaster? Gosh, I was looking at TV and I saw there was just so much going on. I'm like, this world is in trouble. Okay. So let me see. Prince Andrew, that other person, ties explorers, new docuseries airing. Can't use that word, can't say that. Yeah. Well, everybody's talking about it, that's for sure. And aside from that, yellow teeth run in the family. They believe in yellow teeth. That must be the rich food that they eat or something. Did you guys ever see the Queen Mother's grill? Ugh. All right, so Jack Royston had a column today. I'm sharing it with you because it was, I think they interviewed Christopher Bosie. So Prince Harry and Meghan tour by Thomas Markle friend sparks outrage. Carl Larson is running a $1,200 tours to Montecito in L.A. Trippening is a website, I think, pulled the listing, but it remains on Viator. Now, Viator, I've actually used that a lot. I have used them a lot, which is why it bothers me that a company like that would give any type of legitimacy to a tour like that. Hopefully, they don't understand exactly the nature of the tour. So let's go here. What we fear has now become reality. These deranged people targeting Harry and Meghan are taking their harassment offline. This has to stop. Let me see. So he wrote about that on Spoutable or tweeted about, well, spouted about it. And then down there he says, needs to remove this garbage from their website, is stalking and targeted harassment. So Trippening says, hey, C. Bosie, Chris Bosie, thanks for the heads up. We removed that tour from sale. So Viator still has it, but Trippening, they removed it. They realized what it was and they removed it. The most exciting sports, the most exciting travel spots, things to do, tickets, hotel, flights. So it's a legitimate travel something. I've never seen it before today, but I'm trying to imagine who would spend That is like a first class airfare. That is a nice cruise for two. Who would spend that kind of money? So Chris says, what we feared has now become reality. These are okay. And then, okay, right here it says, travel pickup is offered. Please provide me with the name of hotel or your exact location to be picked up. You are staying one day prior to pickup. We will meet you in the lobby of your hotel. Please eat breakfast before pickup. We will eat along the way through the day for airport pickup. I mean, they were serious. They were serious. They were serious. $1,200. They were serious. Well, let me see here. It's a gated community. They will never be given permission to go. Well, yeah. And then I remember as a kid when I took one of those tours that they said that the vehicles are not allowed to stop in front of anyone's house. That is unlawful for them to stop. I remember seeing Lucy's house and other places, but they don't stop. There's no stopping, right? But they were going to go to, oh, she went to this coffee shop. This is where they played polo. This is where this and this where that. But even that part of it, where you would go around and show people this spot and that spot, what if it's someplace that the public has not read about or that hasn't been mentioned? That is part of the thing, the tour. It is crazy. Let's see here. So in the article it says Carl Larson, who set up the YouTube channel with Megan's father, called Remarkable Friendship, is charging $1,200 to groups of 5 or 6 for a 9-hour Harry and Meghan sightseeing tour. Larson triggered a backlash and allegations he was bringing online harassment into the real world through the, though he told the Newsweek he was hoping to appeal to fans of the couple, not critics. Okay, hoping to, but not exclusively, hoping to. And if that was the case, I mean, no, just no. The tour was listed on travel website trippening.com, but the company said on social media that it was pulled listing that is, following outrage, including from Christopher Bosey, founder of tech firm Bot Sentinel. It remains on Viator.com. Bosey was interviewed about his research on line trolls on couple Harry and Meghan's Netflix docuseries show told Newsweek the recent incidents where a celebrity tour was being organized to visit the neighborhood of the Duke and Duchess's residence is a concerning escalation of online harassment transitioning to the real world. Yeah, and that's the whole point. You're taking something virtual and you're making it real by taking people around. The problematic listing was an act of targeted harassment and it jeopardizes the safety of the Duke and Duchess's family. The rise in online harassment underscores the urgent need for robust legislation to counteract this escalating problem that affects everyone. And see, when they were trying to say Harry and Meghan were foolish to move to California or quote unquote move to Hollywood because they think everything in Southern California is Hollywood. Hell, they think California itself is the state of Hollywood. But they actually have laws that protect people. They have more gated communities than most places in the country. I mean, combine more of them. So Larson told Newsweek, I have no intentions of going past Harry and Meghan's house for that reason, just where she grew up. Okay, so they want to go to the school. They want to go here. They want, but $1,200 for a 9-hour tour? Something you could rent a car. You could buy a plane ticket and rent a car and do all of that by yourself. I wouldn't want to see this person profit, even if it was all public information. I want to have a tour available where she grew up, going to Montecito. We're going to go to Montecito, but just places they go to, restaurants they go to. I get a sick feeling in the stomach with this. He added that online opposition would not stop the tours going ahead. This is not going to be the end of the tour. This tour is designed for people who like Harry and Meghan. It's like going to see Elvis, going to Graceland because they like Elvis. He added, it's a custom tour. So if people want to go see other sites, that's what we're going to do. But we will not go past Meghan's mother's. Oh, God. Oh, I just got a burning feeling in my stomach. We're not going to go past her house, and we're not going past Harry and Meghan's. This is the person Thomas Markle befriended. The tour is listed on Viator under the heading The Royal Celebrity Tour of Los Angeles and Montecito. The listing reads, I'm the world's famous celebrity. Let me see, the best friend. And best friend of Thomas Markle. Okay. All right. I had enough of that. But yeah, so that is well, anyway, thank you, Christopher, for at least having, and I got a feeling that the other company is going to probably pull it as well. There's no way they're going to keep that. And if they do, I would never take a tour with them again. I would never take a tour with them. As a matter of fact, I think I even have, I used to have the app on my phone. I don't have it anymore, but let me see. I don't know why it keeps shocking me. The new lows Thomas Sr. is willing to sink to. He's determined to make money off his daughter one way or the other. Yeah. Yeah. Not a conventional father in any way whatsoever. $1,200. $1,200. Monte Cristo. Listen to me, Montecito. Monte Cristo says the tour goes to show how well Harry and Meghan are doing. It grates on people that the couple is doing well. We must stop it. Read the history of Tulsa. Blacks were bombed for being successful. Yeah, and they have a huge problem with women of color having things, having the best of anything for that matter. YM Droid says all further evidence of why Harry isn't the only one who should communicate with their father through intermediaries. Yeah. And Denise Marcus says, hope the bus gets stuck on the longest traffic jam, gets involved in a high-speed chase and gangs break out and steal crap and well, that's very visual. That's very vivid. Let's see here. Well, anyway, there's the Carl Larson person right there. Oh my God. And look at Thomas, just as happy as a lark to be with him. Wasn't that the one that helped him put together the photos? Or was that someone else? So the problematic listing was an act of targeted harassment, and it jeopardizes the safety of the Duke and Duchess's family. Carl Larson told Newsweek, "I have no intentions of going past Harry and Meghan's house for that reason." And Jack Royston, oh my God, this guy is awful. I do not like him. Larson added, "This is not going to end the tours. This tour is designed for people who like Harry and Meghan." You know, let me say this. Um, it sounds like a massive fundraising scheme, like someone is trying to make a lot of money fast. It sounds like the limited amount of coverage that the Sussexes have subjected themselves to has, I guess it has people trying to think outside the box, trying to think of new ways to exploit their name, perhaps exploit their likeness, their history, whatever. Um, yeah, and maybe that's all to it. Maybe that's all to it. Maybe it's just like a way to exploit more so than harass. Yeah, to me, it just sounds like a scheme to exploit. And I think maybe someone is getting a cut because their name is being used. I won't even say the person's name, but I think someone is getting a cut because their name is being used, because surely that person is in no condition to participate in the tour. But who knows? There's always an excellent chance that that mountain of flesh may show up. Okay, $1,200. Well, okay, 1,200 9 hour bus ride. $1,200 9 hour bus ride to go by places Megan grew up and places in Montecito they frequent. The majority of the time is 3 hour drive to Montecito and 3 hours back. That is a good point. You're going to spend most of your time just in traffic. And in that 3 hours, if they do have haters on the vehicle, which they likely would, I could see someone that's a hater spending $1,200 to be in a community of people where they could discuss how much they hate the Sussexes or something of that effect. I could see that there are people that are crazy enough to want to do that. So I would not be surprised if that happens. But yeah, but let's hope that that the Viator will remove it from their site as well. Yeah, I hope they remove it from their site as well. Okay, and with that, you guys, I am done for today. Wow, that was still an hour and a half. How did that happen? How did that happen? I don't even have that many slides today. Let me see. Tugboat Thomas, the Goodyear blimp, is a disgraceful human specimen. He isn't hot enough for this world. Ho hog. Let's see. Graceland is on a main highway in Memphis, Tennessee. It is not a private community. Yeah, and there's like some typical like ranch style homes in the back area. I think his father used to have a house that was like on the border of the property. But yeah, and his father just lived on a typical block like everybody else. It's heartbreaking when you realize your own parent has grown into an old fool. It's not easy. It's no easy way to recognize or reconcile it, especially, oh boy, that scared me, especially when we're taught to respect and defer to our elders. Sad. Yes, it is very sad. Thank you, Obi. I appreciate that. Okay. And Catherine Bryant. Oh, that's for someone else. I'm sorry. All right. Good night, you guys. Get some rest or start your day, whichever it may be. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And trust me when I say it, it will not be this late tomorrow. At least I hope not. But you know how it is. Life happens. Okay. And our other queen. There we go. I love these photos. I decided to match them up. Diana with the Forget Me Nots. And of course, Megan. Is that an orchid? I don't know what those are. No, it's not an orchid. Tiger lily? No. I don't know what that is. It's a lily, right? No, it's not a lily. I don't know what flower that is. But anyway. Plus, I think Harry looks quite dashing in his morning coat. Yeah, love those. Good night, Vinny Blair. Good night, Perlene Beckford. Yes. And you know what? That'll be our last word of the day. There's a special place in hell for Thomas Markle. Thank you for that. And that will be our last word of the day. And with that, you guys, I am going to cue the Ginger Avenger, and I will see you all tomorrow. Where's the Ginger Avenger? There's a place in hell. Somewhere there's a place in hell for a man whose life has failed. There's a place in hell. There's a place in hell. Because Thomas Markle Sr. and Jr.'s lives have failed. No other prophet or folks to use. They always choose a place in hell. What musical was that? There's a place in hell because Thomas Markle Sr. and Jr. always fail. When they're together, they look like a couple of beached whales. Because they fail, there's a place in hell. That's right, West Side Story. Oh, yeah, there's always a. Well, thank you so much for that last word of the day. All right, cue the Ginger Avenger. See y'all tomorrow. There's a place in hell.